Hey guys, this is Josh from A Story Told, and this is the Punkio podcast.
Please mind the gap between the train and the...
Whatever. Welcome to the Punkio podcast, the show that brings you unsigned punk music, regular interviews, news, reviews, and more. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing. Let's jump straight in. Here's your host, Tim Marshall.
Hi all, welcome to the Punkio podcast. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tom. Guess who's back?
Back again. There we go. We also have Dustin, who is doing a co-host with me today from Two Eyes Open. Had me on before. How you doing, buddy? All right?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Good. And we have Josh from A Story Told. Incredible band, doing well in the scene. So how you doing, Josh?
What's going on?
Good. Just tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about the band then, pal.
Yeah, so like you said, my name is Josh. I play in a band called A Story Told. We are a pop rock band from Charleston, West Virginia, here in the United States. We started back in 2014, kind of like every local band, doing the local circuit, putting out EPs here and there. We finally released our first full-length record in 2016. It was called Keep Watch. And to our surprise, it really took off. So it inspired us to keep on writing music, keep on playing. We released our second full length in, I think it was October of 2017.
It was October 22nd. It was my birthday. So
oh yeah, well yeah,
it's
perfect birthday present. Yeah. It was called Good Looks, and then we toured on that for a little bit. By that point, we had been doing it for a good 4 years. We kind of took a year off break, kind of to explore some other musical things. Alex, our singer, and I played in a little side project called Kids Amen for a little bit. And then we decided to start playing A Story Told music again. So we started releasing music under A Story Told again in 2020. Ironically, the first single back was Home for the Summer as soon as the pandemic hit. And so that left us with a lot of time to keep on writing. And so now we are about to release our third full length early July. And it's called American Made. So you guys heard it first.
Wow, exclusive.
Yeah.
There we go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that's kind of the brief on how the band started, where the band went, and where we are now. So
where's the name from then?
the band name?
Yeah.
If you're looking for a deep story, we probably don't have one. Honestly, I swear, like coming up with a band name, especially like, in this time, it's like every good band name is taken.
Yeah.
So it's like, we just like came up with some names. That one seemed to stuck. I think it was The Story Told at one point. And then because we really like TST, because it reminded us as like BSB, like Backstreet Boys, TST. But we switched to A Story Told. And then a bunch of Story Told bands started rolling out at the same time as us. Yeah, nothing too crazy with the band name. That's pretty much what I got on that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty inspiring.
Yeah, I know. Steve.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I was going to say I actually like the band name a lot because when I was going through some of your songs and like Feel Bad, I know that's your top song, so I'm like, that's probably what everybody says. But one thing that I was writing down my thoughts like when I was listening to that song, and the lyrics were very authentic to me, and they felt very confessional. It felt like I was almost hearing a page out of a journal. So I was like, I'm actually being told a story right now. And then the whole A Story Told thing popped up. So I thought maybe there was some intention behind that. I think it's a cool name though.
Yeah, for sure. I guess you could find meaning in it somehow, like you're saying. Yeah, we're definitely a very like hard on your sleeve band. Alex, who sings for the band, who's not here, he obviously writes every lyric. And it's truly like, I feel like we are really good at putting out content with lyrics that everyone can really relate to. We're, we started this thing in our 20s, still in our 20s. And it's honestly like life experience is what has influenced the band and the lyrics. And I think that's really why people can relate to it. It's really hard in your sleeve, honest music. And yeah, we don't like try to talk about things we can't relate to. So yeah, it's cool that you pulled up from that.
You guys have got such an awesome energy. So the one thing I absolutely love, and the whole reason I reached out, because I'm, as per all the bands that come on here, a huge fan. And the first song I heard from you guys was Where You Want to Be.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, so that popped up, about two years ago on a Discover Weekly, and absolutely freaking stole me. And it kept I never really tracked it, if that makes sense. It always appeared and shuffled. And I was like, this is a banger, this is a tune. Really, really enjoy it. What's the name of this song? And then I would be in the car trying to go, what's the name? Fudge. And then I had to sing it out. And then as I started listening to you more, I got into stuff like 99 Bends, Red, and it's just hooked me. You guys have got such an awesome energy, and that's what I love. It's infectious. It's infectious. And it also is really nice to see the changes in the tempo as well, because Where You Want to Be is kind of almost a romantic tone, if that makes sense. And then you go into 99 Bends, which is straight up pop punk, and I love it. Freaking love it.
Yeah, literally. It's awesome. Yeah, you've definitely got a few influences, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I know I obviously grew up on like Blink-182, Sum 41, that type of stuff. And our singer grew up on like bands like One Republic, The Fray. So that's kind of, I think, what has really influenced our sound, really the pop punk energy with like the catchiness of like pop vocals. So I think that's kind of where our sound derives from. So yeah.
You know what? I'd love to hear you guys do a cover of How to Save a Life by The Fray. That would be incredible.
Do it.
Can we make that happen?
Please.
That's why we're here, right?
Exactly, yeah. We're already getting more Natasha Bedingfield out to settle your scores. So if we can get a story told to give us more The Fray, you know, One Republic.
Dude, I'll sit down.
Definitely. Dustin, what were you going to say, buddy?
Yeah, sorry.
Your singer plays keyboards too, right?
He plays keys,
So I was going to ask about that. How does that kick off the songwriting process? I mean, does it usually start with a guitar riff? I was thinking it might be a little bit different having a singer who plays keys as opposed to, a lot of people start with a drum beat or the guitar riff.
Yeah, that's a good question. So Alex and I are the primary songwriters in the band. Like I said, I play guitar, he sings and plays keys. To be honest, I would say 80% of our songwriting starts with me coming up with a chord progression, a guitar riff, just something super basic, just like the overall vibe of a song. I've gotten really into like programming. And as you can tell with like the newer stuff, it's very like pop programming type of stuff. So I think probably 80% of our songwriting starts with me setting a vibe, and then he kind of comes up with melodies and lyrics like kind of at the same. I feel like a lot of bands like write some melodies and then they fit lyrics into that. He kind of does it all at the same time. But like you said, he does play keys. So there have been some tracks where he has actually presented the idea to me. And I feel like more so on this new upcoming record, he has like taken point on writing songs, and they are very like piano based. And kind of build off of that. So I'd say 80% starts with a guitar riff, a chord progression, just to get a vibe. And if people like it, if the other guys in the band like it and he likes it, then we start like building out a song on it. So
well, I'm a huge fan of like piano pop punk. Like massive fan. Like Making April, band called Making April, one of my favorite bands of all time. Like literally, like just piano pop punk. I look forward to hearing your stuff if you've got that kind of thing on. Definitely.
Yeah, Making April. Did they have a song called Driveway? Does this sound familiar?
No,
I Google.
I don't think you did. I'm gonna have a look now.
You know what you do.
I haven't heard that band name in like 10 years.
Yeah, no, their main one. Hang on, I'm just gonna look at it now. I can't remember. So their main one is I wrote this song and these are the nights. They're their main ones. There's other ones like Jamestown Story, Holiday Parade. All of those kind of ones. They're kind of similar style.
Yeah, throwback.
Definitely.
I now understand why he's such the Fray fan. Just going back to the keys thing, because all in my head right now, I'm just seeing him coming up to you. I've got this great song, and he's just starting playing How to Save a Life on his computer. It's just like I think this one's taken. Okay, and he's just there going, "What about this one? That's Apologize."
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like you're just hitting what you like right now, and that's fine. We can roll with that. But
Oh dear. There we go. Well, I'll tell you what. Should we do the first song? We'll do Home for the Summer, I think, first, and then we'll play your track that's actually coming out today when the podcast launches. So here we go. Here's Home for Summer first. Enjoy.
Coming down, you know I'm just trying to get loose, yeah.
I love your music, and this is why absolutely fucking banger. I'm gonna use the word, Tim. I'm gonna use the word I haven't used for a while. Thought I'll come back. Nostalgic, absolute nostalgia. All right. I appreciate bands that have a lot of nostalgia. Dustin, Two Eyes Open in particular, some great tracks. If you need to check him out, trust me, because he's produced some serious nostalgia. You're on my playlist. And equally, this is amazing. I can't remember the issue is I can't remember what bands they remind me of. But it's just like so nostalgic, but I can't put it reminds me of a story told. Yay.
I got kind of a Cold War Kids vibe. Do you guys listen to them?
I haven't heard of Cold War Kids. Are they good?
They are good bands.
They have a really good song. Skip the Charades. It took me back to that. It was the same thing. Like I listened to your song and I immediately went back to Cold War Kids and I just played those two songs over and over and over again. And I'm like, I'm in love right now. This is awesome. So
yeah, no, I can definitely tell your kind of indie influence as well. You've got that kind of indie pop rock, pop punk kind of style. There are lots of things coming in. As you said, your lead singer is kind of that kind of style, and you can definitely tell by his vocals. Very different to the normal average pop punk band you'd have.
Absolutely.
So
we love like the whole new like indie alternative, like Coin, Bad Sons. I think that's kind of our like more like up to date influences. So we really try to incorporate that into it as well. So
awesome. Dustin, you asked about gigs while enjoying a break. Ask again.
Ask all our questions again, please.
Yeah, so I know that you're in the process of writing the album, and I have some questions about that too. But I was just wondering, what do you think we're rolling out vaccines and things like that. When it comes to gigs, what are your priorities like? What do you think you're going to be doing in the near future?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with a lot of aspects of our band, we kind of take it from a listener's perspective and like what we do. Even with like the music, it's like, okay, what would we like a band to sound like? The content, what would we like the content to look like? And with shows, like right now, it's like, well, would we personally go out to like a huge show right now? Would we feel comfortable doing that?
Mm.
And I think the answer is no. Like I couldn't imagine myself going to like a festival like Warped Tour, Riot Fest, with thousands of people there. It just doesn't feel right now. We've only been in this thing for a year. Luckily, it seems like we're getting out of it. But in terms of like heavy touring, it won't be until probably 2022. I would like to find a way to play a couple shows in a safe way this year. But touring and shows are really not a priority for our band right now. We want to do it right. We want to do it safe. We want to keep people safe. So play our little part in everything. So
yeah, I feel like that as a fan, if I'm being honest. I'm really not looking forward to going to gigs this year. If I have to, I want to wait a bit until they're safe as such. I mean, I know I've just had my first vaccine and I've had COVID. So I'm kind of a bit more vaccinated than you three possibly are, because I've had it as well. Right. But I don't know. I'm just still not feeling it, if I'm being honest.
Right. It's strange, man. It's so strange. But yeah, like you said, if I don't think me personally, I would go to a show right now or even in the next 6 months. So to put somebody in that position, like it's kind of doesn't sit right with us. So yeah, it'll be 2022 when things are hopefully back to normal. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, Tom, what are your thoughts on Slam Dunk? Because I know you're hoping obviously you can go in September.
Well, my thoughts. I've booked a hotel 3 days. It's a B&B that provides us a cooked breakfast on both days, and trust me, we're going to be needing it for Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
Gonna get like the stomach layered as such before going to see some epic bands in a COVID secure way. I'm really looking forward to it because it was supposed to be my first festival. It is my first festival, and what a way to do it post-COVID, I guess. Yeah. I'm just gutted, if that makes sense, because of 2020 was supposed to be this huge music year where I had My Chemical Romance tickets. What was it? Dream State with what's Stuck in Your Head? What's the band that did Stuck in Your Head? Can't think of them. It's a rock band, heavy metal rock band. Begins with I don't remember. Anyway, so they were performing. Had Craig David. I had concert tickets going to see Craig David, which is
I Prevail, Tom.
I Prevail. Thank you. Thank you. I Prevail. Yes. I forgot those, of course. Slam Dunk and a few others, and I went to probably one of the last concerts in March before everything happened. And I'm just gutted because as a fan, I want to be buying merch. I want to be going to see music and seeing the bands live. And it's just, it feels really kind of heartbreaking, if that makes sense, seeing everything like collapse in the way it has. And, don't get me wrong, virtual gigs as a fan are great, but they're not as engaging. You don't get the same energy, in my opinion, because you're like, yeah, great. Woo, I'm just looking. It's the same as looking at the band on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not great. But saying that, Instagram lives, I've had a couple of those, and they've been really good fun, especially when like the band you're watching. So we watched Yours Truly, sent a couple of messages, and they've read them out, and I'm like, that's really cool. Yours Truly kind of know who I am.
Yeah.
Just amazing. But so in summary, do I want to go back to festivals? Yes. Do I feel safe? Not 100% sure until I get there. Am I just missing music in general? Damn right, yeah.
I'd definitely be intrigued to see how festivals do it, because I mean, have they sold the amount of tickets which they normally would?
I feel like they're already sold out, unless they've carried them over.
How are they going to do that? I mean, I don't know.
But this is the thing. So all the tickets for Slam Dunk 2020 are practically sold out because they've all rolled over, right? And then they're releasing a few more. But at the end of the day, I'm just excited because if it does go the same way, and everything's going around the country, and COVID's kept down and secure, we'll be fine and dandy, and I will be in a field somewhere near London. watching some bands, and just being emotional, man, being emotional about the music. So that brings me on to my next question. Would you guys ever be up for touring in the UK?
Absolutely. I think that's always been a goal for us, to tour internationally. UK, Australia, Japan, like those are all dreams for us. But yeah, COVID just kind of messed up a ton of plans. I feel like it was kind of like we've been building this thing for so long, and it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of the times our band is like about to break, and then there's like, something that goes wrong. So yeah, that's definitely a dream of ours. And hopefully, fingers crossed, 2022. So
I would love to see you guys in like Slam Dunk or something like that. You deserve to be up there with the best, because you guys are incredible.
Thank you.
I have one more question. I've asked this question before, and I love this question. I'm going to ask it to yourself as well, Dustin. So, speaking of festivals, I want you guys to imagine.
Go again.
We're doing this time. This is what I missed. So congratulations, you both are now part of the Punkio festival. It's a brand new festival, and you guys get to decide who's going to be joining you as headline act. So, I want 3 acts, and who's joining you as a headliner, and also what you're going to serve as food. So those are your questions. So that's the question I want answering, and take some time to think. I'm not putting you on the spot, but it better be good, because we've got 5 fans that want to be going to this festival, and 3 of them are my family.
Yeah. No pressure.
No pressure.
I feel on the spot. I know you lied.
Yeah, it's right. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But kind of answering the first question, who would you love to perform at a festival with?
I mean, for me, hands down, Blink 182 with Tom reunion.
Yes. All right, fair enough. We are going into the fantasy realms.
There you go. I know what one of Dustin's will be. Definitely Sum 41.
I was going to say Josh mentioned Sum 41 earlier, so that's an easy.
Oh, I'm torn between this set lineup already.
Yeah, which one do you want to go to?
I lean more towards Sum 41. Dustin, you're having me. Who's on next after Sum 41, and who's on next after Blink, do you think?
Well, Taylor Swift, of course.
That's a bold claim, and I love that. Dustin,
it.
I'm heading back over this way, mate. So how am I?
The 1975.
Oh, I'm back over. I can't. Great.
Dear. Now one of them says, "Say Dido, Tom," and you'll be all on it.
That's it. Dido. Done.
Oh dear.
And who's the final one then? Who's the final one that's going to be co-headlining alongside yourselves? As much as Taylor Swift, Blink 182, Sum 41, and 1975 aren't already headliners.
Yeah, they're there.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, maybe we can just combine our festivals. That sounds like a good time to me.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. A story told headlining with 2 eyes open. And the final question: what fast food are you gonna serve people at this festival? It can be any food, by the way. It doesn't have to be fast food.
Food.
For context, Tim over here thought curry was a great option to serve at a festival. And having someone at the front handing out mango chutney as you're going into the mosh pits.
Oh, brilliant.
So you're there holding a poppadom, grabbing some mango chutney, and then hitting someone as you're like listening to Architects. I saw no problems with that.
Definitely not.
I'm a big quesadillas fan, and it's pretty easy to make, so
that's a great shout.
Yeah, and you can eat it like while you walk pretty easily. It's
Yeah. Dustin, can I buy tickets?
Yeah. We'll make this festival happen. Definitely.
Josh,
we'll tour the world.
Let's see. I'm gonna have to go with like kind of piggybacking off of that, burritos for sure. Everybody get a burrito. Just don't throw it at like the band.
Yeah.
or somebody else.
A burrito is more secure and more like, transport safe as well. With the quesadilla, it could go out either end. So I think the burrito is the better choice. I actually had one touring question about for you guys. You guys played Warped Tour, right?
We played it twice. Yeah.
Can you tell us about that and like what your experience was like?
The first year we played both dates in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's about 4 hours away from our hometown. The first year, it was kind of one of those stages that they kind of like pull like a semi and like a stage falls out.
Okay.
Like it's very tiny. There's probably like 50 people that watched us. This is back in 2015. But the following year, we did a contest through Ernie Ball, and they picked one band for each city to perform on main stage. Wow. So for some reason, we won the Pittsburgh date in 2016 to play main stage, and that was like crazy because we had grown up on like that festival. That was one of my very first shows, like way back in the day. I saw like My Chem, Fall Out Boy, all on this main stage, and to be playing it ourselves, it was really surreal. Definitely. But the thing ran so smooth. They've got that thing down to a science. But it was crazy. Like we played, and then Newfound Glory came on like right after us. Wow. Warped Tour, like you have two main stages. So there's like the main stages are usually side by side. So it was like us. And then as soon as we like ended, like Newfound Glory started playing on this other stage. It was kind of like crazy. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. We really started growing a fan base outside of like our hometown and like our friends and family through like the Warped Tour, because it's just such a huge exposure for bands, and especially to like have an opportunity like the one we were given. It was crazy. I think one of the coolest parts was to be like, I don't know if any of you have been to a Warped Tour, but like,
I wish.
Like to get in, like I think gates open at like 11 or something like that. So there's like mile long line of people just standing out there, and for us, we could just like walk right past it, get into the venue, and see like everything before like the chaos starts. I thought that was a really cool aspect of it. Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun, and we were like super thankful for the opportunity. Chad from Newfound Glory actually watched our set because he had something to do with like the Ernie Ball thing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's just amazing.
Yeah, I look at the pictures and I'm like, man, like our little band do that. Like it's kind of crazy. But yeah,
you're not so little anymore.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually fun fact, I used to play drums for the band. And I swear that was my first show playing like guitar for the band. So I was like, I better not like
no pressure.
Don't worry, it's only like the main stage at Warped.
Yeah, it's like the biggest deal like in the pop punk scene.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. Just that we'll just go with that.
That was it. There you go. Dustin, you had some questions about the upcoming album I think you wanted to ask.
Oh yeah. I was just curious, like I think I went back through your Twitter and I saw that I believe you guys were initially planning on maybe releasing the album in 2020, and I'm assuming COVID might have gotten in the way or something. So I was just wondering, like, how's that going? And I was also going to say, I noticed that you guys said, like, we promise it's going to be worth the wait. Like, we're working on this, and all your fans were so supportive, which was really cool. So I just thought, it'd be cool to hear you talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess we can finally talk about it. Yeah, so we started teasing an album back in 2020, pre-COVID. So all of our plans were intentional to get an album out in 2020. Obviously, everything kind of just blew up for everybody. So that obviously got delayed. Honestly, this new record, we self-wrote it, self-produced it, self-recorded it, because of everything going on in the world. We couldn't hop in a studio. We couldn't all get together at the same time. So yeah, COVID definitely kicked back the plans for an album. And that's nobody's fault. But we kind of reacted to this situation the only way we knew how, is just to keep writing. And I will say the album that we planned on for 2020 is not the album that we're releasing in 2021. I feel like we just took that time to really like hone our craft and really think outside the box with what we wanted to write about, how we wanted to present it, what we wanted to sound. So this record that's coming out in early July, it's most of the songs weren't even written until middle of last year, late last year, just when we had more time to really like think about like, okay, what's the next step for this band? So yeah, we were definitely teasing an album for 2020. That was the intention. But yeah, it just turned out like, the world went crazy, and instead of like running away from it, we ran into it and just created an album that feels like very reflective of like where, the world has been the past year, and just in recent generation, or like our generation in general, like where we have been. So that's kind of like where, like the album title, it's called like American Made. It's not a patriotic album. It's not a, it's truly like a product of how we have grown up and the situations that have kind of came our way, what we've had to live through as like the millennial generation. And I think that's really come out in the album. So the record will have, I think, somewhere between 13 and 15 tracks. So it's way more than we've put out before, but obviously some of the tracks will be the ones we've already released last year. So yeah, we're just really excited about it. It feels like the best thing that we've put out ever. So yeah, that's kind of where we are with the album.
Sweet. Well, I bet it's a perfect time to jump to your new song, which is being released today when it comes out. So do you want to introduce it for us, Josh?
Yeah, this is our brand new track. It's called I Don't Mind, parentheses, to get a little hurt sometimes. So yeah, it's a banger.
There we go. Enjoy.
Can we finish what we started? I've been on the ring, somebody please say something honest. I can't remember where I got it, yeah. Cause you've been selling to people the shit they never wanted, and I've been running from you, but I stuck, dip, dive, and dodging, yeah. Small talk is a mantra, let it play and don't restart it. If you didn't appreciate it, then you know you're never gonna spill your heart out on me. Cause baby, I don't mind to get a little hurt sometimes. I know we're always gonna fight and break up. I think I'm always gonna be a little messed up, waiting on your name to come back up. So spill your heart out on me. Haters lining up and arming, but they forgot to play the game and kill the artist, yeah. What was that? I beg your pardon, yeah. And everybody's like, art for the sake of the art, just cross and dot it. But I'm like, what did it mean for the people that get it, and how did it hit the soul, yeah? Before you tried it out, that's why I put my own sauce on it. And if you didn't appreciate it, then you know you're never gonna chemicals and memories. Spill your heart out on me, cause baby, I don't mind to get a little hurt sometimes. I know we're always gonna fight and break up. I think I'm always gonna be a little messed up, waiting on your name to come back up. So spill your heart out on me. Just because you love it doesn't make it perfect. Just because you love it doesn't make it perfect. Just because you love it doesn't make it perfect. Just because you love it doesn't make it perfect. Spill your heart out on me, cause baby, I don't mind to get a little hurt sometimes. I know we're always gonna fight and break up. I think I'm always
think it's incredible, man. Your fans will love this.
Cool.
It seems like you've got such a supportive fan base too, anyway. So
yeah, I feel like our band, where we have kind of grown up in like the pop punk scene, but really like lean towards more like that pop rock. We've kind of had to make like our own fan base for ourselves. We couldn't like lean into somebody else's fan base. And I think we've been able to find really like supportive and genuine fans that will really like support us in whatever we do. So we're like super appreciative of that. But it has been like a lot of hard work and a lot of like, I don't know,
like figuring out where you fit, kind of.
Yeah.
Definitely,
but I think it goes back to like you were talking about the music, just like Alex, like telling a story with his lyrics. I think we're so like, I would like to think we're really relatable people, both from like, you know, as people and as musicians, that we've really been able to like create that fan base. Like none of us have like rock star egos. Like we've never really been about that. We're truly just guys playing music that we enjoy listening to. And I think that's kind of where that fan base has come from, or like a product of. So
yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, well, that song is honestly incredible. I absolutely love it. I mean, you've got so many different influences in it, and I think that kind of makes it so different to what's out there now. I'm not sure. I didn't hear what Dustin said. What band did you say?
I was just saying it kind of gave me a 21 Pilots vibe. It's really gender fluid.
Wow,
like it's all over the place in a very good way. You know, it's like it's meticulously crafted, but it's still jumping from one area to another and then making it all fit. I really, really like that.
Yeah. I just gave it 30 seconds to listen to now, and as soon as I heard the first verse, I was like, damn, this is good. I immediately heard like 21 Pilots, immediately that kind of reference, and I was like, 1975, can hear that coming through as well. Can hear it felt indie and pop rock at the same time, and I loved that. I absolutely loved it.
Pretty good.
And so fans I'm sure will absolutely love this. As one of your fans, I love this. So congratulations. You have one life.
That's awesome.
Definitely. No, I'm really impressed with that, and I can't wait for the album then. If it's anything as good as that, I'm gonna love it, I'm sure.
So, well, I appreciate the kind words. That's really nice.
Very welcome.
I'm
so bad. I'm so
no,
bad.
It's fine. Don't worry.
It's Tom. Don't worry.
It's me. There was a point we were chatting about in the break, actually, about you guys as a band and identity and how your fan base is growing. It reminded me of when we had Driveways on, because I'm such a huge fan of them, and then just to be like, we're both teachers, by the way. I'm like, you guys are the sickest teachers ever. In which case, and they were so humble as well, because
they were.
We were chatting about our vinyls and things like that, and they were like, we only got a couple made because we didn't think we were that big, and they like sold out like that, and we're like, oh. Yeah, I was one of the guys trying to buy those vinyls.
Yeah, literally.
And it's the same with you guys. It's just the fan base that being part of that. It's just so nice. It's such a community environment, and you've built this from your honest personalities, which is, and just to see the way things have progressed for you is also really awesome.
Yeah, I think just people relate to genuinity like so much, like even like for me, like if something comes off way more genuine, like I'm way more attracted to that. So it's like, why not? I mean, we're just people. Like everybody's just like human. So I don't know.
Definitely. Dustin, what are you gonna
say?
I was just going to ask, what the writing process like that was for that song in particular. I mean, you've got like I was saying earlier, bars, like he's really going off. So was that started again, like just like your other songs where you've got a riff or you've got something laying it down, or did he actually have like some vocals going and you built around that?
Yeah. So for this track, it's once again started with the guitar. I had this like little, I mean, it's the most basic guitar part you could ever think of, like da 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 da, and we put some like crazy like plugins on it, and then put the progression over it, and then just kind of built out like, for our band, we usually do intro, verse, chorus, send it to the guys and see if they like it. So I sent him that demo of basically what you heard there without vocals. And he just wrote over top of it. We've kind of talked about that song specifically. He kind of used that song basically as like a dump of his brain at the time. There's so much going on right now. And I think even with like you guys are saying bars, he kind of like almost like raps a little bit in it. I think that song in general is just like very sporadic, and you can kind of tell like he truly just like dumped his brain out into this song, and you can really tell.
I think that's the 21 Pilots kind of style. I think when Dustin said that, I was like, yeah, 100%. That's the kind of rapping bit that I got, and then the singing bit's more 1975 pop punk style.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's so good, and I completely 100% agree. Looking at an artist and being like, actually, you guys are the real deal. It's what he says on the tin and such. When you write your music, it's from the heart. It kind of attracts you more as a fan because you find it more relatable. Chatting with Anson when we had him on the show, and that was the same. It was just this really nice, humble guy, and you're just like, your music incredible, and he's like, yeah, it's all about my journey and the inspiration. It's nothing like don't have ghostwriters. It's all part of me. It's all, and yeah, I think that's something that really resonates with every fan, I would say.
Definitely.
What,
definitely. Go on, Dustin.
Sorry, I'm not.
No, mate, yeah.
What would you say this song means to you, specifically?
Me specifically,
That's a loaded question.
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's a really good representation of how everybody's feeling right now, myself included. Everything's really chaotic. We don't really know what's next. And I think that really is reflective in the song. I think that's how I can relate to it. And a lot of the times with our music, Alex is really good about putting into words what everyone else is feeling.
Right.
And I think that's where the ability to relate is. Obviously, all of us are in this social media age. All of us are in this, just this time right now as young millennials. And I think he's doing a really good job with capturing that in lyrics. Like bands like, not saying we're near bands like the 1975. I think that's really why I relate to a band like them. They're really taking a modern approach to what people are feeling and laying it all out there. So yeah, I think that's this song specifically. I just think it's relatable, and hopefully that answers your question. That was a really
no, that's super cool
question. Yeah.
Like just taking a step back and just looking at all of it, for what it is.
I was going to say, speaking of honest bands, I've got the merch behind me hanging up really crap. It's a UK band called Tea Break. I'm a huge fan of them. So pop punk. Both massively listen to them. And their whole new album is being completely crowdfunded. So they've just raised over 10 grand it is to get it done. And I think one of the first things that someone said was like, "You're such a crap band, can't believe you're doing this so crap." And they got the whole comment. They didn't reply to it. Not only did they get the whole comment and look at it and go, "Man, this does hurt." They went like, screw it. We're going to print it on a t-shirt and sell it as part of our crowd thing. It's sold out. I love that. I just love how they were like, screw that negativity. Screw it. The whole album's a bit negative. It's called "Do You Want to Find Love?" And it's all about the 21st century era of going on dating apps and things like that. And the hoodie right now behind me is just it's got their logo on it, but they've designed it so it looks like someone's spray painted like Tea Break on it. It's a really unique and awesome design. And
it's like my original comment from someone on a podcast group. Are you just a fat middle-aged white guy that likes punk, are you? Yeah, pretty much. What are you gonna do about it? And for ages before Tom came on, that was my slogan, like the fat middle-aged guy that liked punk. I was like, why not?
It worked, and it attracted me to the podcast, and now the demographic's slightly different.
There you go. Yeah.
I've certainly brought down the age range.
Definitely. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll end on a random question, I think. So I saw this one on TikTok actually the other day. So there's two doors, a red and a blue door. The one door, so the blue door has £10 million, dollars, whatever you want it. and the next door is you can go back in the past and change something. Which one would you choose?
The money, of course. I'm all about the money.
That dollar, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on then, Dustin and Tom.
Yeah, I think I would do the money too, because like it's cheesy, but you know, everything you've gone through, you did it for a reason, so it makes you who you are today. So that's actually a pretty easy choice for me.
Yeah.
I would also. I'm going to be fair. I know I'm going to try and change it up and be like, no, no, fuck off, no. I'm going to take money. I don't want to change anything.
I'd be the money as well. I mean, there's so many comments were like, I'd go back in the past and change things. I'm like, what about the butterfly effect? But like, you've changed everything.
Why would you turn down 10 million of the currency?
I know.
Why would you turn that down to go back and be like, I'm going to slightly alter this part of my life? But like, now, fam, you can alter your future with $10 million.
I know. Yeah, easy one. There you go. Well, I think that we'll call it a day. So absolutely huge thanks to Josh for coming on and being part of the podcast. Really enjoyed having you on. And Dustin, thanks for co-hosting. I'm not going to say thanks to Tom because he's usually here. So.
I just come in and out these days now. I'm just going to segue in and out, really.
There we go. But yeah, huge thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, and I guess before we go, do you want to do any shout outs to anyone?
Yes, go on.
Yeah, just the new record. It's called American Made. It comes out early July. And yeah, stream the new single. I don't mind. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Definitely. Yeah, today, guys. Stream it today.
Today.
Dustin, how about yourself, my friend? Have you got any new songs or anything coming out soon or anything we can...
I have a new song next week, but I'll keep that one under wraps for right now.
Fine.
But I was just going to end and say that this new single, it's my favorite out of, I've heard your recent ones. This is my favorite one so far. So
thank you.
Best of luck to you. I think it's going to pop off, man.
I agree.
Thank you. We're trying to outdo Feel Bad. Everybody talks about Feel Bad. And we're like, man.
But no one talks about 99 Bends, and that's a fucking banger. It's an absolute banger.
Terrible. There you go. All right, massive thanks, guys. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Punkio podcast with Tim and Tom. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, and follow on all streaming platforms.
Check out our social media pages where we'll be posting exclusive content and sneak peeks to future episodes of the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode and we look forward to catching you on the next one. Take care.